I'd like to call to order, welcome everybody to the March 18th, 2024 Commission meeting of the Limestone County Commission. Ellen, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Samet?
Here.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Here.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Here.
Commissioner Townsend?
Here.
Commissioner Samet, you want to lead us in our pledge, please, sir?
Yes, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All righty. So, first thing on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from March 4th of 2024. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Samet. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Samet?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Motion carries unanimously. Second on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $1,199,485. Do I have such a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Samet?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We had no conflicts with interest in the work session, so we have none here. Public hearing, we have none. Resolutions and orders. I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution retroactive March 4th, authorizing the chairman to execute all documents necessary to obtain financing through Bryant Bank for commercial loans, including but not limited to the notes security amounts for the following term items, and this will be for one garbage truck and 12 Kenworth T880 trucks. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Samet. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale. Any discussion? Has everybody pretty much got a truck, I guess, don't we?
Everybody has at least one. We may be missing one or two, I think. Okay.
Okay.
So we're missing one or two.
I knew everybody had at least gotten one, I thought, so that's good. Okay. All righty. Any more discussion? No more discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Samet?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next on here, I'll ask for a motion under contracts, agreements, and grants to approve a grant between the RC&D Council and the Limestone County Commission for Cow Fork Campground, amount of $7,598. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Samet. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Samet?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. I'll ask for a motion for the budget revision as listed below. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Samet. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Samet?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Emergency purchases, we have none. Board appointments, I'll ask for a motion to reappoint Colin Daly and Mark Massey to the Solid Waste Board with said terms ending November the 30th of 2026. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Samet. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Samet?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. I'll ask for a motion to approve the uniforms for the sheriff's office under the bid here. To have such a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Townsend. To have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Samet. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Samet?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Personnel action, I'll ask for a motion to amend the staffing plan to add an additional facility and grounds worker under the Maintenance and Facility Grounds Department. And said change will reflect 4 instead of 3 grounds workers. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin. To have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Samet?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. As we said in the work session, we'll take both of these up in one motion. So I'll ask for a motion to approve to hire Jessica Duggar and Luther Bumpus as corrections officers effective March 18th of 2024. This will be pending a drug screening. To have such a motion.
I make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Sammet, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale. Any discussion? No discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Sammet? Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin? Commissioner Townsend?
Motion carries unanimously. I'll ask for a motion to approve all the merit increases as listed below. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Other business, I'll ask for a motion to sell the one item as listed below on Gov Deals. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin, to have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale. Any discussion? No discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Motion carries unanimously. And as noted in the work session, we'll have the other things that we talked about on the next commission meeting. We talked about other business, so. All right, executive session, we have none. Report of officers, Commissioner Sammet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to take a minute to thank Congressman Dale Strong for the work that he's done for us and Madison County. He got over a $18 million package for, of course, our sheriff's department and infrastructure, which is, I appreciate him. He knows what the counties need, and he's worked with the others there, Mr. Tuberfield, all of our federal legislators that are up there have done a great job, and we appreciate them, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to let them know that Commissioner Dale Strong did head that up and did a great job at it and got us something to work with, got us some good projects. But anyway, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Sammet. Commissioner Barksdale.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I want to talk about driveway culverts. You know, we put them in. We've always used crush or run, and I got to looking last week. We put in one. We got, I think we were paid $300. Well, we put $480 worth of crush or run gravel on it, plus 4 guys for 4 hours, plus our equipment. So there's a problem there. We're going backwards on those. We either need to go up on price or get out of it. You know, we're no longer selling tiles. All we're doing is installing it. Do y'all have any thoughts on that? Well, we need to either go up or get out of it, one of the two. Is that reasonable?
Well, with the workload we've got, I mean, getting out of it would be definitely an option, I would say.
What do y'all use to calculate that?
Well, we have to, I mean, what we've done is we've got a spreadsheet that we update every year based off of our new material costs. But there's a lot of variables that were assumed in that spreadsheet as far as the width of the ditch and those kinds of things, as far as what backfills, how much it's going to take to backfill. So that's where the difference is in those assumptions. So I can go back and reevaluate those assumptions and see if I can get them closer, or like Commissioner Barksdale said, we can look at just doing a driveway connection review and just have them install it and us do another review before they cover it up, just to make sure that it's installed correctly. So we could do that. So I mean, there's a couple of ways we could go about it. One, like Commissioner Barksdale said, we can evaluate and go up, or we can just get out of it altogether, but then make it so that the reason that we've always installed them was because we knew that they'd be installed in a similar manner as what we install our roadway pipes and those kinds of things. Right. The only way to ensure that is if we do a second review before they cover it up. We're already going out and reviewing the site and sizing and everything, so it'd just be a second review just to make sure that it was installed correctly before we cover it up. So y'all give me direction, I'm fine.
And some of that may have been my fault. I was under the impression that they were paying to have crush or run on top of it. but I've talked to Todd and Charlie, and they just say material.
Yeah, it's
So
just cover
we're just
material.
we're just gonna use, millings from now on to cover them. And if they got a problem with that, they need to come pay for the gravel.
As long as it's compactable material.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of does things a little bit different, whether it's backfill it with some type of milling, and then either puts a little bit of white gravel on top of it for the driveway, but something to that effect. So it's just the install practices. But again, like I said, y'all give me the direction, and y'all if y'all want to think about it, whatever you want to do, y'all give me the direction you want to go. I'm fine with either option.
Well,
But I know that it is a lot of labor. I mean, it takes a half a day for any of your crews to go install a pipe, and I know that it takes a lot of planning to do that, and to be able to turn a crew loose for half a day to go install a driveway pipe. So, if you prefer to just get out of it altogether, then I think there's a reasonable approach to do that as well.
Well, that's the only problem I got with getting out of it is,
Can't control.
like some's been installed in my district. You'd get one that'd be 6 inches lower or higher than the other one.
Correct.
Nobody installs them right. I mean, we take the time to clean the ditch.
And that's why I would think we would need that secondary inspection if we
Exactly.
got out of it completely. So the inspection of the actual quality of work
You'd have to.
instead of just giving it and just telling them that they could do it. So I do think that that just to protect the right of ways and protect the county's investment in those right of ways, I do think that either we need to install them or we need a secondary inspection on them. So, I mean, that a lot of investment in the right of ways and a lot of time put into that to just let somebody go in there and just mess all that up. So, like I said, that would be the one thing that would be my caveat to it, would be either we need to install or we need to do that secondary inspection.
And District 2, that's basically dried up. We got mostly subdivisions over there. So I would really defer to these guys. But I am for either getting out or going up and charging the value of what, I don't want to make any money, but I want to get paid for what it's worth and not lose money.
You won't never get that.
Won't ever,
You won't ever get that.
It's hard. It is
Not if
hard.
we
It
install
is
it.
hard to come up with those assumptions to get the appropriate value. I mean, I do think that there's some room to adjust some of those assumptions. But like I
well,
said,
like you say, it takes a half a day plus your equipment, so we can figure that pretty easy. Plus the actual gravel cost. We can get a lot closer than
yeah, I agree.
than charging them a fourth of what it's worth.
Yeah, and that update. I mean that spreadsheet and that process has been used in Limestone County for a long time, and I know it's never an excuse. Well, that's the way we've always done it, but in this case, that is what's happened. So I mean, going through and evaluating those assumptions that were made is reasonable. But like I said, if y'all want to do it, if y'all just want to get completely out of it, my caveat would be I do think we would need to do a secondary inspection.
And once you go back and it's wrong, then what, we don't have to.
Well,
go through the-
we would want to do the inspection prior to them covering it up.
And that's don't be the problem. You don't take you several days to get it laid, come back and look at it. That's don't be the issue, is the time lapse between those.
I agree with that. I mean,
I don't have a problem.
there's some issues.
I don't have a problem. It's time I think we need to look at probably increasing the cost. We've been backfilling most hours on Midland for that reason and kept the crush and run where it looks nice, but we got less material involved. That's what we've been doing. But we have lost some money on a couple we put in, I felt like. Based on the depth of the ditch and so forth. Not the size of the pipe, but how much,
Yeah, because right now they
Backfill
can't
we
calibrate the
do.
size of the pipe is how we're coming up with that cost.
Yeah, and that goes back to the assumptions that we have to make is, I mean, if it's a 24-inch pipe, then an average ditch that would have a 24-inch pipe laid in it would be about this size. But that doesn't mean that ditch isn't larger than that because of just the way it's been maintained through the years. It's just, so like I said, it's one of those, in some cases, we may lose, but then in others, we don't want to
Pay off in the
overcharge
long run.
because because the pipe because the ditch is the appropriate size. So, I mean, and that's kind of been the approach. And like I said, we can evaluate, and with labor costs increasing and with the rental rates of equipment increasing, especially with the way inflation has happened, I mean, I'm sure that those those assumptions that were in there are need to be adjusted for the labor and equipment. So, I mean, I can do that, and I can run by you guys what that additional cost would be, and give you something to kind of make your decision whether or not you still think it's worth it with an updated cost.
The costs are gonna be the same through
Yeah.
all 4 districts.
Should be relatively
Be
close.
relatively close, so you're looking at 4 hours, what y'all saying, 2, 3, 4 guys, sometimes all 4? Cause if we got 3 guys, you send one there, well, you really haven't got a lot for one to do, so we'll normally just send them all. Is that the way y'all do it?
I just sent 2.
It just depends, on the road and the size of the pipe.
The amount of traffic too.
Well, that's a problem.
We don't have a traffic
And that's a
issues.
problem, like, we had to have 2 guys for traffic control the other day, so.
And that's another thing in those assumptions, because that would mean if I assume your entire crew is the baseline, well then LaDon's constituents would be paying for more personnel and equipment to be there than what he may have to send in some cases. So that's part of the issue with making assumptions that are countywide. So it's not a perfect system, and there's a potential for some ups and downs in there.
But we can get it within, I'd rather lose $50 as $800. We can get it to there.
Get it close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, there you go.
It sounds like the American dream.
There you
Spend all you got. You got anything else, Bingo?
Yeah, I do.
What else you got?
I'm on a roll today.
Oh, Lord. Let us roll, Bingo.
We got a new subdivision. You know, I've hollered about trucks tearing up roads for 4 years now, close to 4 years. Well, we've got a new subdivision out on Nick Davis, 400 houses, I think. Half of it is in the flood zone. Well, what that means to me, I think they're gonna dig a pond, but there'll still be hundreds of loads of dirt hauled in there. So we'll have another road tore up. But I'm gonna pave this one for them where it'll be nice when they tear it up. You know, our position on tearing up roads is let them tear them up, and then we'll try to pave them when we can. Is that a fair statement? Is that about where we at?
That's a reasonable assumption.
So I just wanted to get that in there since I'd been preaching it for 4 years. And I guess I'll rest right there, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, Bingo. Go ahead, Mr.
Thank you,
Gallagher.
Mr. Chairman. Only thing, Mark, on the dump truck, you know when the other shipment of those will be here?
They should be coming. They were all right there together. I would expect this week.
How many have we received? Do you know a total?
I think we've got all but 2 of the dump trucks. Then we have 2 lowboy tractors. They're supposed to come. The lowboy tractors were a couple weeks behind, but the dump trucks were all right here together. So I would expect we'll be getting a phone call this week.
Okay. All right. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
You're mighty quiet today.
Yes, sir.
Good night.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Townsend.
Well, I don't know if I can go after Bingo. All I got is I just want to let everybody know the roads. We're working on getting them, back in order. Me and Mark had a long meeting in Bryan on Friday, and we kind of got a plan. I think we got a good plan. I think county-wide, it's going to be a good plan. So it's just going to take us a little time to get this going. But Mark, I was going to ask you about the spraying. Where are we at on that?
We have tried to get an RFP with a consultant to kind of help us with the different types of vegetation and those kinds of things. We haven't received any feedback from any of the consultants we've reached out to. All have said they're interested, but then when it comes down to actually providing us a proposal, they haven't done that.
Right.
So we're going to try to continue with that. Our second spray truck is supposed to, they're telling us April 1 is when we're supposed to get it. So it's, yeah. I mean, it's which is coming up, but I mean, we're behind.
Yeah, we're behind.
You may reach out to Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, we may have to, we may.
That's
look
a
at-
good school.
Huh?
That's a good place to
I
reach out
know.
to.
They'll tell you what to spray that road with.
And that may be worth us doing. We will check into that, so thanks for bringing that up. But like I said, we have reached out to three different consultants that, and all of them have acted interested and wanted to be involved in the program, but when it actually comes down to, okay, where's your proposal, then, they haven't given us that. So there's nothing to award to anybody.
We may need to do a study on what's wrong with us. Nobody wants to bid our work. Nobody wants to answer our proposals. What are we doing wrong?
I don't know. Probably because we've done everything in-house for so long. They just don't want
Yeah,
to do
they
it.
don't want to work with us. No, I was just curious about that, because, I mean, we got one truck in the whole county needs pre-emerge, so.
Yeah, which we have been looking into the pre-emerge and a lot of the things that, a lot of the plants that will grow in the shaded areas, if we hit them with pre-emerge, we can kill them. So it's a real delicate, application for that pre-emerge in some of those areas. So that's why we were hoping to get somebody that to consult with us on specifically what we see on our roadsides, instead of us just taking a general pre-emergent mixed design and putting it out there. So, I mean, because the last thing we want to do is end up with erosion because it's out there.
Okay. Hate to put you on the spot there, but I got to think about that when he was talking.
I understand.
But anyway, that's all I got.
All right. Mark, we didn't have nothing for him to talk about in the regular meeting.
well, we
He
got it.
got to talk about in the regular
We got it.
session.
We got it out
Thanks
of
for the
him.
interview.
We got it out of him right
He
at the
got
end.
his word quota in.
Yeah, we got it out of him at the end. Mother Nature will take care of some of those weeds tonight. Yeah, Frost will probably get them tonight. Anyways, I know Terry Richardson came in earlier, Farmers Market, thank her for all she does. And for the public's record is, the Farmers Market, we have, they have some people that go down there and sit around and sell stuff, during the week sometimes, and they will be closed while the construction is going on, and they're all aware of that. So it'll be open back up, we're hoping, by season. It's Act Happy Day, so we're supposed to be acting happy, and Forgive Your Mom and Dad Day, so forgive your mom and dad no matter what, if they're still on this earth, And March 29th is Vietnam Veterans Day. Like I said, we're doing a proclamation on that, thank them for all their service. And we'll also want to thank, this deal with Dale Strong and all, we have a consultant hired, Reese Langley, and I think Reese has really, really been a valuable asset to this community in this county, and he's helped us in the city get a lot of these grants. So if y'all see Reese out, y'all tell Reese how much y'all thank him for doing that. And also, the other week was the Chili Challenge. I want to thank Commissioner Townsend, Commissioner Gatlin, and Commissioner Samet. And we all got up there and cooked hamburgers. They cooked hamburgers. I know Commissioner Gatlin's brother, Danny, we better give him a big thank you. He was the main chef. And then we got the bingo coming up, and he's already committed to help us there. So we'll be out working the bingo. So if anybody wants to make any donation to the senior bingo, just let us get with all of us or get with the council agent. We'll do that.
I probably should help on that since they named it after me, or I was named after him.
Named after it. Bingo, yeah, there you go. Bingo. You can call the bingo. We'll let you call bingo. And voting, we will be in the next few weeks, we'll be working off of the process logistics on this. But we want to especially thank the superintendent of Madison City School System. He's going to let us use James Clemming, and we're going to get changed over there, and we will be voting there in the general election this November, because the Lamb of God has just been so overcrowded. But we want to thank them for letting us being able to do that. So I know they got to run off or anything, but we'll be working through that process, and we've got to get all that changed over. So just letting everybody know, heads up. And last but not least, Mr. Walter Lewis has walked in today. Mr. Walter, I wore my War Eagle tie for him today. Since Auburn's basketball there, but Mr. Walter Lewis come by to see us today, and thank you for coming by and visiting with us today, Walter. We'll be listening to adjourn here, so we'll sit and visit with you for a few minutes. So we will adjourn until 9 a.m. on Monday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. We'll be back here on April Fool's Day. So right here where we're at. Thank y'all.